I'm Erin Allen, President of Contemporaries Incorporated. We're a family-owned, woman-owned staffing service based in Silver Spring. For nearly 3 decades, we've focused on finding the right people for important roles across the greater Washington area. Contemporaries is proud to be ranked as the #1 vendor with several large federal clients. That includes the National Institutes of Health, which we've worked with for years. NIH works to turn discovery into health. We are so proud to be a tiny cog in the wheel helping support NIH in its critical mission. Over the past 5 years, Contemporaries has staffed more than 200 employees with NIH in every one of its institutes and centers. In past years, we've even staffed employees in both Dr. Collins and Dr. Fauci's offices and found they are both a joy to work with. This year, perhaps more than any other, we've seen the importance of everyone working together at NIH for the greater good. We're honored to present the 2020 Visionary Award to the National Institutes of Health. Please join me in congratulating NIH on this achievement. Thank you for all of your remarkable efforts to keep us all healthy and safe.
NIH is the largest supporter of biomedical research in the world. It's a big place, and there are a bunch of incredibly smart people and a mission that makes you want to get up in the morning, because it's about figuring out how life works, how disease happens, and what we could do about it. Whether it's a genetic disease or whether it's cancer or heart disease, we're about all of those things. It's a little hard to get your head around it because our reach is so broad and so deep. But we have the people to do that, and we have the resources to make that possible right here in Montgomery County. At NIH, we not only pursue the next obvious question that needs a scientific answer, we also try to step back and look at the whole landscape. So we have that ability to steer this ship in new directions when we see the potential there. We benefit greatly by our location in Montgomery County. We are integrated into this wonderfully vibrant Montgomery County biotechnology and medicine effort. And we think we're a pretty big part of it, but we would be lost without all the other parts of it working together the way we can do in this location. To be successful, we have to take risks. We have to figure out how to build partnerships, because no entity can generally make the big breakthroughs on their own, where we want to be sure that our next generation has a chance to shine. Look at what we're doing with COVID-19. It represents all of those principles, especially the partnerships that we've been able to develop with industry in order to go faster than anybody ever thought we could for therapeutics and vaccines and diagnostics.
The COVID-19 pandemic has strongly underscored the importance of the research conducted at NIH and supported by NIH in maintaining the health of our nation and even of the world. The vaccines that are now currently being developed for COVID-19, the therapies that are being tested, are all part of a series of studies that date back many years, from basic fundamental research to the application of the clinical research protocols that are now actively being pursued. The most important message which will emerge about the science and public health from this pandemic is the relationship between a public health crisis and the importance of basic and clinical biomedical research. Because the diagnostics, the therapeutics, and the vaccines that are critical to the public health response to this pandemic all emanate from the support of research that is done predominantly by NIH grantees and NIH campus. We need to be perpetually prepared for an outbreak of an unanticipated infectious disease. We call it pandemic preparedness, and we're not just referring to influenza, we're referring to any kind of an outbreak that would have an impact on the domestic and global health. On behalf of my colleagues at NIH, I thank you. We are honored to be recognized by the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce with the 2020 Visionary of the Year Award.
In all my years as director of this place we like to call the National Institutes of Hope, I've never been asked to accept an award on behalf of NIH until today, but it's a great idea. It inspires me to reflect on what it means to be NIH, and I confess receiving this award is good for that reflection, and I'm even more humbled than I would have imagined to contemplate what this particular institution has been able to contribute to the American situation as far as health. And not just our country, but the whole world. This is the best possible place for this kind of enterprise to be located. And so I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for Montgomery County for naming NIH as its Visionary of the Year. That is truly an honor. And our thanks as well to Contemporaries Incorporated for sponsoring this award. Thank you so much on behalf of NIAID.